So good morning, everybody. Can you hear me clear and louder?
Yes,
Good
Chief.
morning,
Good morning.
Chief.
Yeah, and good morning. So let us start the Nevalak and the ship construction. This is the Nevalak part that we stopped here. In last class, we have seen how to construct a force diagram or the load diagram. And first is the weight or the mass, and then we constructed the buoyancy, and then difference of that we constructed the load diagram, and then we constructed the shear force and the bending moment diagram. So in this chapter, let us do, there are three numerical in the tutorial. Let us do those three, and apart from that also we'll do another one. So if you see this, what is it given that rectangular barge has a uniform construction of length 20 meter, and the breadth is given to us 5 meter. It's floating on an even keel draft, and draft is given 1.5 meter in fresh water. Now what had happened? The barge is then loaded with 100 tons of cargo over the midship. So the midship and half length, midship half length, it is 100 tons, and 75 tons is stored uniformly over quarter length of each end. So then we'll need to construct the shear force and the bending moment, and the load condition, and what is the maximum value we need to find out. In this case, how will you approach? So what all things is given to us? The length is given 20 meter, and then breadth is given. B beam or the breadth is given to us, so which is 5 meter. And the draft is, even keel draft is given 1.5 meter. Now, what had happened? 100 tons has been added at the midship, that is over a half length. It means total length what we have is, for an example, this is the length of the vessel, which is 20 meter. So this is our 20 meters. So this is 20 meters. And now this is the barge or the vessel. So half the length, it means 10 meter at the midship is filled with 100 tons. So suppose we divide into this way. So this is our 10 meter. This is 10 meter. So here we have added 100 tons of cargo uniformly. And here it means this is our 5 meter, and this is our 5 meter. So here also we have loaded 75 tons of cargo, which is uniformly over the quarter length at each end. It means this is 75 tons we have added, and this is 75 tons we have added. Now we need to construct it. It means we need to construct first the mass diagram, and then we need to construct our Bouncy diagram, and then we can construct the shear force and the bending moment. It means if we extend this line, so what is the mass distribution? Now, one thing we need to calculate the light ship mass, because light ship, it is uniformly distributed, the light ship mass. After that, we have added this mass. Now the mass is not distributed equally. So the light ship mass, how will it? Suppose the light ship mass, so this is L. So which we can calculate. What is it given here? The rectangular barge, what is uniform construction, dimension is given to us, and it is floating in fresh water. In this case, what will happen? This will L multiplied by B multiplied by D R, that is the even keel draft, D E K is given to us. So this we can multiply it by the density. This is the volume will be displaced, underwater volume, and multiplied by the density of the fresh water, which is the rho F, and that will give us the light ship weight. That time there was no cargo on board. We have not added the cargo. So it will be 20 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 1.5 and multiplied by 1. So this is the how much ton we are getting the light ship. Light ship will be 150 tons. So this mass is distributed equally, because it has been given in the numerical that the question that it is it is uniformly distributed. It means this mass will be it means the delta L per meter of length will be 150 divided by 20. So this will be 7.5. So the light ship uniformly distributed along the length 7.5 tons per meter. And the total displacement after the loading, then what will happen? This is delta T. After the loading, how much it will be? Light shape is 150. After that, we have loaded 100 at the midship and 75 multiplied by 2, that is the end quarter. We have loaded this much mass, and total it will be, so this is 150, 100, 250, 3, 400 tons. So the total ton after loading displacement, we get the 400 tons. Now this will give us the after loading, this displacement will give us the buoyancy, and buoyancy will be equally divided, because in this case it is the crossing, it is the box barge or the box vessel, so it will be equally divided. So what will happen? We can calculate from here the buoyancy per meter. It will be 400 divided by 20. So we can calculate the buoyancy per meter, which will be 5 tons per meter. So we are calculating in terms of mass. Because G is constant, we can multiply it to, at the end, G, to find out the kilonewton. So this is, this is 20.
20.
Yeah. So this will be a 20 ton. So the buoyancy is known to us. Now the load, this is the weight distribution after the loading, that if we consider this is A, this is B, this is C, and this is D. So from A to B, we have added 75 tons. It means from A to B, how much will be the, so the mass per meter, this is mass per meter, from A to B. So it will be, we can calculate what is the light ship mass, 7.5. And it will be added with 75 tons we have added over a length of 5 meters. So that will give us the what, how much is added per meter. So we can calculate from here. So the total, it will be from A to B, it will be 22.5 tons. If you calculate, you will get a value of 22.5 ton per meter. And from B to C, similarly, we can find out mass per meter B to C. So how much light ship will remain same? How much we have added? 100. That means plus 100 divided by how much is the length? 10. So this will be divided by 10. And we'll get a value of 7.5 plus 10, 17.5. So this will be the distribution of mass per meter from B to C. And C to D will be same. This is same mass distribution because we have added the same mass from C to D. So this is the C to D, and A to B is same. Now what we have the buoyancy as well as the mass. So we can draw the buoyancy we can draw. Suppose buoyancy is giving us this line, which is, we have calculated already how much will be the buoyancy, 20. So suppose this line is the, this is the line which is the baseline. This is the, it means this line what we have drawn, the blue line, it is at the 20 tons per meter. So this is at 20 tons. And we have the mass at A to B, it is 22.5. It means here from A to B, suppose this is 22.5. And then B to C, it is 17.5. For an example, this is the line B to C. And then this is same. It means, what does it mean? So this line, if you extend, then it will be, the value will be our, and these two values will be, this will be 17.5 and this will be 22.5. So we can plot this mass and the buoyancy curve. So in this case, what will happen? It means this curve will be like this. So now we can deduct. Once we deduct, then we'll get a difference, that is the load diagram. So let us draw another line here. So now we can draw a load diagram. So this is also baseline. This baseline is for this buoyancy and the weight. So now how will you draw this? If you take this difference, how much we are getting the difference between from A to B, the load diagram, if you that is the buoyancy minus the mass, will get minus 2.5 because this mass is downward and buoyancy is upward. Here actually what is happening here, the mass is more than the buoyancy. So we'll get a negative value. So how much is the negative value? That we know, that is the 2.5 we draw here. And then from B to C, if you see, our buoyancy is more than the our mass. So B to C will be getting a value is will be getting a value of 2.5. It means we'll get a value of this. It will be positive. And again, here it will be exactly the same to minus 2.5 if we deduct these two. So what we have got a curve like this. That is the load diagram. And if we see the value, it means this is plus 2.5 tons and this is minus 2.5. So now we have constructed the load curve. This brown color, what you see, this is the load curve. So this is load diagram. Now we can calculate the shear force diagram. How will you calculate the shear force diagram? So let us again draw a baseline. So this baseline, once we draw, now we can draw the area. It means how we calculate exactly same way. At this is A, at A it's 0, but always calculate individually at the side. It means I have not actually calculated direct, I have plotted this, but you'll have to calculate that the load at A to B, means A to B, how much will be the load? That will be is equal to the buoyancy per meter minus mass per meter. And then that's the way we have found out those two values, plus 2.5 and minus 2.5. AB will be, this is 22.5, that is the 20 minus 22.5, we have got minus 2.5. So similarly, now when we are calculating the shear force, let us do it for the shear force. It will be similarly load diagram we have constructed by using this formula. So the shear force SFA will be 0. So this will be 0 at this point. It will be 0. Because that is the area on this line, we have a line only. There is no width. So it will be 0. At B, SFB will be the area under this curve. This is the curve. How much will be the, this is minus 2.5 multiplied by 5. So you get a value which is the shear force, which is minus 12.5. So this will be in tons because we are multiplied by the distance. This area, this is the 2.5 tons per meter. So this multiplied by the length, so we get a value of tons. So this value, we can plot it here. To construct the, it means so this we can plot that value minus to 12.5. Suppose it is here. So this is minus 12.5 tons. Now SFC will be we have got this is the area to be sum up. This is positive now, this area, because it is above the baseline. So this area, if you calculate how much it is, because we have plus 2.5 multiplied by 10, it means this area will be, means the total these two areas sum up will be minus 12.5 and plus 2.5 multiplied by 10. So how much you are getting? It is plus 12.5. If you calculate, you will be getting a value of plus 12.5. It means if you see, if you plot this here, so this is plus 12.5. And this area, after that, sum of this area, total area, if you calculate, this area is this area, this two area is same. So once this two area is same, it means how much was this? Minus 12.5. Now here it is plus 12.5. So we'll get a value here plus 12.5. Sorry, minus, this will be 0. So plus minus, it means this is plus 12.5 and will be, so we'll be having, this is 12 minus 12.5 plus 12.5, it will become 0. And if you don't get 0, it means you have made some mistake. This end will be always 0. So why it will become 0? Because these two area, if you add, and this area, it will be equal. That is the reason it will be 0. So now we can construct our shear force diagram. We can draw a line up to here, and then we extend, join these two line, and then we join this two point. So this is the SF diagram. Now from here we construct the our bending moment diagram. So the bending moment diagram will be, similarly we draw a baseline here, and then we calculate the BM at A will be 0. So BMA will be 0 because it is a point, and then BMB will be this area. So this is the area, total area. Total area is how much in this case? So it will be a minus 12.5 . multiplied by 5 divided by 2. So that is the area of this triangle. So in this case, how much it will be? It will be, you'll be getting a value minus 31.25. So this will be 10 meter. So this is a 0, and we have got a value of 31.5. Suppose we plot it here, and then this is the area for a midship. Now another value we'll have to find out, that is at the midship. So here, what is the value we need to find out? So what we need to do, we need to add this area. So this area, this distance is 5, because it is at the midship. How we know that this is midship? Because you can find out from the similar triangle, these two triangles. This is known to us, this is known to us. This total distance is 10. Suppose we consider this is x. So this will be 10 minus x. And we can find out this will be, it means this is the height and this is the base, for an example. So this is 12.5 divided by x, 10 minus x, is equal to 12.5 divided by x. So what we get? 12.5, 12.5 cancelled out. So 10 minus x is equal to x. So 10 is equal to 2x, x is equal to 5. So it is midship, because it is both side is equal. So if you have any doubt, you can calculate this way, and certain numerical you'll have to calculate. You'll have to find out, it might not be at the midship. So you need to find out where it is. So now if we add these two, then you'll get a value of, it means this area also is same. Actually, it is 30 minus 31.25. So, but you need to calculate and show, means it will have to write it down. You cannot, I am doing it like this is similar, that's why I'm telling you like that. But in when you are doing the numericals, you'll have to show that. It means a BM midship. So a BM midship will be, we have already calculated this area, that is minus 31.25, and then sum of this, it means this is the minus sign, this one, and this will be exactly same. This figure will come here, and then that will be equal to minus 31.25. So this will be equal to 62.5 ton meter. So let us plot it here. This is 62 point, this is minus 31.25 ton meter, and this is 62.5. This is also minus ton meter. And after that, what will happen? This BMC is this total 62.5 minus this, and this two triangle is same. If you see, this height is 12.5, but it is sign is positive, and this is 5. So you'll get a value of 62. This is minus, this is plus 31.25. So you'll get a value of this. So it will move upward. It means the minus, this is also will be getting a value of minus 31.25. And after that end, it will become 0. Why? This area is minus plus 31.25, you will get a value of 0. Now we can construct this bending moment diagram. It will be, you draw a smooth curve. So you will be drawing a smooth curve through this, all these points. So it will be a curve like this. So this curve, once you draw, it means you know what is the maximum value. It has been asked what is the maximum BM and the maximum shear force. So that you can find out maximum shear force is 12.5, where it is at C and B, and where is the bending moment maximum is midship section, it is value is 62.5. So this is the way we'll be constructing the shear force and bending moment diagram, and we'll find out what is the maximum, what is the location. So this is the, is it clear everybody? Any question? So this is actually similar. This is slightly different from the one which we did earlier, but it is similar to this. If all of you have understood, then next do the next one. Next one is slightly different than this. So all of you have understood, isn't it? So I can rub it off this one.
Yes, Chief. Yes.
Okay. So now let us see the next one. So next one, what is it saying? That the length is given, it's floating, the beam is given, the draft is given, density of water is given, and it is divided into 4 compartments, equal length, and cargo is loaded. Load distribution is this. Number 1, 120, number 2, 120, 3 is empty, 4 is 160. So we'll have to construct the shear force and bending moment diagram. So let us do this. So in this case, similarly, we'll be drawing the line so the length is given to us, and as I told you, whatever data is given, always write it like last example I had written. Similarly, write at the site so that you don't have to refer again and again. But when you write, it should be correctly written. Sometimes the data is taken is wrong, and you are following that, then all the calculation goes wrong. So here we have the 80, this is 80 meter. So this is 80 meter length. Now it is equally divided into 4 compartments. It means we'll have to divide into 4 compartments. It means let us divide here and here. So we have divided into 4 compartments. But here the load distribution is slightly different. It is not equal. So this each is 20 meter. Now, what is the load distribution? It means this is suppose A, this is B, C, D, E. So this is suppose number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. 4 compartment we have. What is the load distribution? Is given this having 120 tons. This is having 120 tons. And next one, number 3 is empty. And then we have loaded 160 tons. Now tell me one thing, we need to find out the light ship mass. Like previous one, I have found out. Tell me how will you found out in this case? Is my question clear? Light ship mass, we need to find out. How will you find out the light ship mass? So delta L we need to find out. What is it given to us? L is given to us 80 meter. B is given to us. B is 10 meter. D is given to us, even keel draft, which is 3 meter. Rho is given to us 1.010, or it is given 10 in kg, it is given. So 1010 kg per meter cube. So this is given to us. Now my question is that what will be the light ship mass? Like previously we have found out light ship mass, but in this case, how will you consider, how will you calculate the light ship mass? Yeah, two of you raise your hand, tell me.
Dale, go.
Yeah, one day, okay, who is going to speak one by one, you tell?
Okay, thank you, Chief.
Yeah.
It's going to be calculated by volume times the density given.
So like
So we can find the volume by the given draft, because this draft is given before loading. So we can calculate the volume 80 times 10 times 3, then times by the density given.
So, okay, Valde, what is your answer?
The same like Lalamna said.
Yeah.
This will be given us the light ship. The light ship mass will be the total mass over the. We will find the total mass by adding all the masses which is given. Then over divided by the length. Then we will get the light ship mass per mass.
No. So again, Valde, is it same the way? And he said that he will multiply LBD multiplied by rho. That will be the last light shape, which is we have calculated the last one. That's what.
Yes, this will be the light ship. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'll come to that. Valde, and somebody else also raise hand. Tell me.
It's Haile Michael, Chief.
Yeah, Haile Michael, tell me.
I think this draft is given after loading. So after, like Neo say, we calculate the total, the mass. lightship mass. After we need to subtract by all this mass. From that mass, we need to subtract this mass, which is a mass which is given each number 1, number 2, and number 4 carbon. We need to subtract this mass.
Yes, the Haile Michael, what is said is exactly, it is the correct one. If you read carefully, that's why you must read very carefully the question. What is it given? What is given here? That dimension is given, and it is saying that even keel draft is 3 meter in water density of this, and it is divided into this 4 compartment, okay, equal compartment, and the compartments are loaded like this. It does not say afterwards it has loaded. If you see the previous one, what is it saying? Then the barge is, it means the language. If you see this language, 2 different language. Here, the previous one, what is it's saying? Then there is a something is written. The barge is then loaded. Understood? But whereas here, if you see the question, it does not say that. It says that it is divided into this 4 compartment and cargo is loaded in this compartment like this. If cargo then is then loaded, then that is the case, the previous one. But it is the condition of that condition is expressed here. Is it clear, understood? So you should very carefully read the question, what is it saying? Suppose we calculate the lightship mass in this condition, it means we are considering this to calculate the lightship. This 3 meter is not the lightship draft. It is the loaded draft. Here it is given. So in this case, how will you, is it clear, World and Avenue? Understood the difference in language? What is it given in the question? World, is it clear to you or not?
Yes, yes, Chief.
Yeah. So that is the, so how will you calculate here? So the calculation will be, it means the ship displacement is given, that we can find out from this. L B multiplied by hour D multiplied by rho. That is the displacement at 3 meter draft we have got. So that we can calculate from this 80 multiplied by 10 multiplied by 3 and multiplied by 1.01. So we can get a value. If you calculate 150 ton, will be this will be getting. So in this case, you'll be getting the, by this you'll be getting 2424 you'll be getting. So how much you are getting? This tons?
Yes, correct. Same.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's correct, Chief.
So this we are getting it, and then this is the, then we can deduct this masses. So we'll get a value of the lightship mass. So once we get the lightship mass, and then we can calculate how much is the like how much will be the per meter lightship mass. It means we have the mass that is 120 plus 120 plus 160. So this will be our 240 plus 160, that will be 400. So this will be 160 plus 240. It means 200 plus 200, that is 400 tons. So now we know the light ship condition. Once we know the light ship condition, we can divide equally. That will be the light ship mass per meter. And then if we calculate that light ship mass per meter, we know now delta L per meter we can find out. So once we know that, then what will happen? The buoyancy we can find out from this. It means this buoyancy per meter will be the present displacement divided by, it means displacement divided by our length. So from where we can calculate the per meter what will be the buoyancy, and then we can calculate the difference. It means now we have added the mass. Here it is 120. It means 120 per meter will be 120 divided by 20. And this also will be 120 tons per 20. And then this is empty, and this is 160 divided by 20. So this will be the per unit will be added to this value. It means we'll be getting a 2024 divided by total is 80, and this plus this, we will get a value for this mass in this. It means there will be, for an example, there will be a mass which will be, similarly we can construct a mass diagram here, and this also will be same, because this is in addition to this you will be having this, and this is empty, so this will be the light ship mass. And then this is 160, the value will be high, so definitely it will be like this. So we can construct a diagram like this. And the buoyancy, the delta per L, we can find out. So there will be a value like this. So now we can construct the, we can deduct and construct the load diagram. So load diagram, now this thing is, this you'll be, all of you will be calculating. That's why I'm not doing this calculation, but I am just drawing. You'll be able to do that. So what will happen here? You'll be having a load diagram will be positive, because this is mass is added 120, so we'll be having a load diagram which will be more than the buoyancy diagram. So there, here we'll be getting a value of this will be the minus, because mass is more than the our buoyancy. And after that also it is same. It means it will extend like this. And after that we'll be having the buoyancy will be more. You'll be getting a positive value of the buoyancy. And here it will be getting less, means the more negative value. So your construction will be like this. And once you have this construction, this will be our load diagram, because this value is more than this value. So definitely you will get a negative, more negative value, because mass we are considering negative because it is downward force. Now what will happen here, if we draw the shear force diagram? So it will be like this. So the shear force diagram you will be having, so this area, once you add this area, what will happen? So you'll get a value here, and then this value will add, this area will be added. So what will happen? This value will continue, will come here, and then this is positive, it will cross somewhere here if you calculate, and end this, it means this, after that when you sum this, that is you have got a positive value. After that you are deducting from that value is a negative value, it will become 0. So your construction will be like this. Now this is the midship. If you say this is our midship, so this midship, it means our zero shear force is 0. Why we are concerned about this? When there is changing the shear force from negative to positive or positive to negative, that the bending moment will be maximum. It means we need to find out where it is. We have calculated this value. We have calculated this value. We know this value. We know this distance. This distance is known to us. This is 20 meters. We need to find out this value, because we need to find out what is the bending moment of this point. Now we can construct the, it means the bending moment we can construct now from this. So in this case, like last one, we have proved that, we have seen we can prove that is a midship. How did you prove? Similar triangle. Here also we can find out what we need to know to find out the bending moment at this point. We need to know what is the distance. This distance has to be known to us, this two distance. Once this distance is known, minus 20, we'll get the other one. Why we need to know? Because we need to find out what will be our bending moment at this point, because we need to find out the area of this and area of this. So bending moment at A, suppose this is A, B, C, D. Now there is another point we have, this we call it, suppose this we have divided A, B, C, D, E. So this we call it C dash. So here it will be 0. If you draw the baseline here, so this will be 0. This you will be getting a value. This will be getting a value. This one you will be getting another value. Then this one you will be getting a value, and this will be 0. So your curve, if you draw the curve, it will be, this will be the maximum value. It means it will be like this. So this curve, if you draw, it will be a smooth curve. If you draw, it means so it will be a curve like this. This one, I have not put the value, that's why the distance is something different. But once you put the value, you will get a curve, a smooth curve like this. It means this point will be slightly lower. So this curve will pass through this line, and then you'll get a curve like this. So this value we'll have to find out. You calculate this value. To find out this value, we need to know this. And this we can find out by similar triangle. The last one, what we did, exactly the same way we can find out. So if it is x, this will be 20 minus x. And this value is known to us. This is known to us. Exactly with the similar triangle, we can find out x. Once x is known to us, then we can find out this area. It means this area we find out, and the total area, this plus this area, this is the value, this area is this value, and minus, it means this is still minus. It means this is minus, this is also minus. So it will increase the value. So this total value will increase. So this, you'll be getting a maximum bending moment at this point, where it is changing the direction from positive to negative or negative to positive, and where it has to cross zero. Once you from negative to positive, if you want to move, it has to come to zero. So that zero shear force, that will be the, where it is changing the direction, that will be the maximum value. So all of you calculate and construct this. Is it clear how will you solve this problem? Have you understood?
Yes, it's clear.
So you do it, all of you. Now, so let us see the last one. Last one we have. So let's see the next one. Next one, actually, it is the same. You have it here. So this is the last one, where you have the 72 meter length is given, breadth is given, and 6 hold is equal length, and it is floating at 3 meter draft in fresh water, and number 2 hold are loaded. So when number 2 hold are loaded, and number 5 are loaded in this quantity, and that time 3 meter is the draft. So you assume the structural, that is the light ship weight, is equally uniformly distributed. So you need to construct the shear force and the bending moment curve. In this case, how will you do this? The light ship load, it means the load, the displacement is given to us in loaded condition. So it is this much is the displacement. And bouncy per meter displacement, we know how to calculate, that is that this 3 meter draft, it will be divided by the length, we will be getting this value. And then light ship mass, how will you calculate? So 144 multiplied by 2 is mean added minus that. This is the light ship weight. And light ship mass per meter, it is, we can find out, divided by this total length. And then cargo mass, which is added into 2 compartment, 2 and 5, total is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So in this case, what will happen? So this 144 tons is added into So this 144 is 215, it has been added. So once it is added in 215, then what will happen? So this actually, this arrow will be shifted here and here. So in this case, the 12 meter is the length divided by, means the 144 divided by 12 meters. So we get the cargo mass distribution of the mass in this length. It is 12 tons per meter. This is also 12 tons per meter. So the mass of hold in 2 and 5 will be lightship mass plus this 12. So 32 tons per meter plus 12 tons per meter, because it has been added that 144 tons of cargo. Mass of 1, 3, 1, 3, 4 and 6, 1, 3, 4 and 6, it will be 30 lightship, because we have not added any mass. So we can construct easily the mass per meter and the buoyancy per meter. Buoyancy will be our cross-sectional area is uniform, saying throughout the length. That's the reason it will be a horizontal line. So the buoyancy per meter will be equal. And in your syllabus, it is up to that is in your syllabus. It is considered to be, it will be given uniform cross-sectional area. So the buoyancy per meter will be same along the length. And only the mass distribution will be our different. It means this is the baseline and this is our 32, and then we can have 12 is added, and then this 44 is for this 2 and 5. So it means 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, the buoyancy is more than the mass, whereas 2 and 5, the mass is more than the buoyancy. So we can construct the load diagram where this is 1, 3, 4, 6. The buoyancy is more. That's why this is the baseline. So we have drawn it means this is the baseline. So this is 1, 3, 4 and 6. And this is 2 and 5. 2 and 5 we have seen it is more than the buoyancy. Mass is more than the buoyancy, so it will be negative like this, and this 4 compartment which will be positive because the buoyancy is higher than the mass. So load per meter we can find out, we can construct this like this. And then because load, if you calculate, you will get the value load hold 2 and 5, that will be 36 minus 36 is the buoyancy minus 44 minus 8. It means this value is minus 8 ton per meter, this value. And then we have the hold 1, 3, 4, 6, that will be the 4 tons per meter. And then shear force at A is 0, B is this area which is positive. So this area will be 4 multiplied by our distance is 12. Equally, total length is 75 and 6 compartments. So each compartment will be 12. So 4 multiplied by 12, this is 48 tons. And then this area is 8 minus 8 multiplied by 12. So it will be, we can calculate. So this is the area is positive, then minus. So how much it will be? The next, this is the end of this compartment, it will be here. So this will be, if you calculate this, we got the 48. This is 48 minus 8 multiplied by 12. So that is 96. So you will get a value of minus 48. So this will be minus 10. And then D, at D, if you calculate, it means this area, these two area, sum of these two area we have got minus 48. And this area is 48, because if you see this area and this area is same. So this, how much you have got? 48. So now minus 48 plus 48 will be getting a value of 0. And then this area is how much? It is exactly same. This area is 48. So we'll get a value of plus 48. So this will be plus 48 ton. After that, this is area has to be deducted. So this is 48. So this is plus 48. Exactly the same way. This area is 8 multiplied by minus 8 multiplied by 12. So we'll have to deduct from that. So E is 48. It means F is 48 minus this. So we'll get a value of minus 48. It means this will be minus 48. And then this is minus 48. What is this? This is 48, because this all are same. And minus 48 plus 48, it becomes 0. It means your calculation is correct. If you don't get 0, it means your calculation there is some mistake. Now we can easily construct our. Here, if you see, it has changed twice. Here from positive it has come to negative. Here from negative it has gone to positive, means thrice it has changed, and here from positive again gone to negative. So what will happen in the bending moment diagram if you draw? So this is the area that will come here. If you deduct, it means if you sum up this area plot it, you will get a value of this. It means if you calculate the bending moment, that is the area of this triangle, then we'll find these values. So BMA is 0, and then we have the B, that is the area of this triangle, will be getting 288 ton meter. And then BMC, we can find out, that is this area plus this area. Now what will happen actually? We'll have to find out the values here. So this in between there will be a value, because that will be the maximum value. And if it is 48 and this is minus 48, this will be at the midpoint. Similar triangle you can apply and check whether it is coming to midpoint or not. It will come to midpoint. This also will come to midpoint. So we can find out this is 6 multiplied by 48 plus this will get a value here. So that will be 432. So this one, let us take B dash. So this is a B dash. Understood? So this will be the maximum value here, because this two will be added. After that it will be deducted. It will keep on reducing. So after that, this will be deducted by this. This two area is same, you will get a same value here. So this will be also 288 tons meter. And then what will happen? Sum of this, it means 288 we have got here, this sum of these three areas minus this area, it will become 0. At D, this area if you calculate, it will be 2 plus 288. And sorry, this area. This up to this sum of this three area we have got minus 8, means the 288. After that, if you add this area, then you will be getting a value of 0. It means we have got 288 and this is minus 48 multiplied by 12 divided by 2, you'll be getting 0 here. And then once you get 0, this area is positive. So we'll be getting, if you calculate this, this is 288. Because if you see this area, this area, this area and this area, same value, because the height is same. Okay. Some is positive, some is negative, and the distance is same. So up this area of this triangle and this triangle area will be same. This is also same, and this is also same, because the dimension is same. So what will happen, this also will be getting, if it is 0 and this is the area which is plotting, this will be 288 ton meter. And then what will happen, we have got this minus this. Once you deduct this, this is the plus, it is not minus, this 2 will be added, you'll be getting exactly same, because if you see this area, all are same in this numerical. So these two, we have added here these two. We are adding here these two. So what will happen? This value will be same, like 432. But we need to calculate and show. It's not that you don't calculate, just write it. And then minus this area, it will be again same, because this area we have added, this area we are deducting, it is the same area. We are plus and minus. This will, you will get a value of 288 ton meter. And once this area is how much? This area is 288. So plus 288 minus 288, you will get a 0. So we can construct the bending moment curve like this. And what is the value? We'll be getting a value of, maximum value is 432. This is the maximum value. And where it is, we need to find out. That you can suppose this is the aft and this is forward. Because we are considering the length, this is the longitudinal stability. So from the aft where it is, this is 12 plus 6, 18 meter. We need to give the reference. Like previously, the load distribution of such that we got last two numerical, we have got at the midship. We have written that at midship. But here it is not at the midship. We'll have to give the reference. So it will be from the aft perpendicular 18 meter distance and the forward perpendicular 18 meter distance. Because these two distance will be same. This distance and this distance, in this numerical it is same. It is not necessary always it will be same. Like the previous one what I had drawn, that curve was on the, for an example, it is on the forward side. So we'll have to see from the maximum bending moment, from that reference line, you'll have to give what is the distance and what is the value. So if you don't give the reference line, then your question is, the answer is not completed. Understood? Clear, everybody? How will you construct the shear force and bending moment diagram, as well as you need to find out the maximum shear force and bending moment values and where it is. From a reference line you'll have to give. So if you give the midship, this is the midship, then also it is correct. There is no problem. Any reference you can give. For midship, both forward and aft, the distance you'll have to give. So this distance, in that case, you'll have to give. These two distance in this numerical is same. But it's not necessary, you might not get same. So since this is same, we can write from the midship forward, how much is the distance? This is 12 plus 6, 18, and the aft 12.6, 18. So 18 meter distance from the midship, forward and aft. the maximum bending moment, and what is the bending moment? You give that 432 ton meter. Shear force, what is the maximum? 48 is the maximum. You see there are 4 points, it is maximum. So you'll have to answer like this. Is it clear, everybody? Yeah, Tesfan, Teka, tell me.
Sir, when we draw the shear diagram and the bending moment diagram,
Yeah.
let's say if someone starts from the aft side or if someone starts from the forward side to plot it, is it possible to start from both direction, or should have to be only draw from one direction?
No. But when you are drawing, you'll have to move from one side. But if you want to move from forward or move from aft, it is same. There is no problem. You will get the same values. Whether you move
Yes, but
from
when I see these diagrams,
yeah,
for example, for the shear force, if I start from the forward side,
yeah,
the diagram will be changed, yeah.
it will be changed. Value will be same. If you
But
see, the value will be changed. Only the shape of the diagram will change. But it does not matter.
okay, so if the negative become positive, the positive
Yes.
become negative, no problem.
Only it will change the position. But what you do, this is like what will happen, just shape movement of the curve will be changed, but it does not matter. So finally, you will get the same values will not change, isn't it? Only sign will change. So it is okay, both are accepted. You will get the full marks if your calculation is right and the diagram is right. Procedure is right, diagram is right. Both are okay. There is no problem. Okay, Teka.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So any other question? Yeah, Sophonius, tell me.
Okay, thank you, Chief. Good morning.
Good morning.
After we are drawing these diagrams,
Yeah.
are we comparing with some reference or where we are going to use this?
This one, actually, what you are asking, that the practical application, are you asking for?
Yes, yes, Chief.
Yes, this one, why it is done? Because during the different loading condition, we need to check that ship is built with certain loading condition and certain stress level. So the stress level and the bending moment we need to calculate depending on the ship's draft as well as the ship's distribution of mass. Because this value for each vessel, there is a maximum value of shear force and the bending moment due to the structural strength. If that is not maintained, it means the ship exceed that value, then what will happen? There will be structural failure. So that is the reason it is important for the ship to calculate the shear force and the bending moment. That is the actual application of the vessel. Even that's why the load indicator, what I told you, there is a computer in the ship's office. You see that is dedicated computer the chief mate uses. So that computer, when the ship is built, that time there are 6 condition is being checked, verified. Rest all are mathematical calculation, but the 6 actual condition is verified whether it is coming within the limit or not. So the ship is safe, and when the ship will be loaded, that loadicator program will be used so that it will give a value of bending moment and the shear force, and it gives you this diagram also directly. And chief mate checks that which is within the permeable limit or not, because permeable limit means the ship's design consideration is made and the actually ship is built with that shear force and bending moment. Otherwise ship will collapse. It means the structure will collapse. So that is the actual application. And there is apart from that loadicator, suppose the computer failed, then what will happen? There is some reason it has crashed. So that is the reason that is a dedicated computer. Nothing should be, no other use should be there for that computer. There is a stability booklets. From there also manually it can be calculated. So is it clear, Sophonius, where is the actual application for
Yes.
the ship? So any other question? So what we do, we yes, Ainu, tell me.
Chief, can you go to the tutorial questions from 1 to 3?
Yeah.
I mean, can you display on the screen?
So third one, this one.
No, you can display the screen. Okay, yeah. We can see question number 1 first. I have a little bit confusion about, I mean, about interpreting the question number 2.
Yeah.
I mean, about finding the light ship displacement.
Yeah.
On question number 1, it says then, yeah? It says then.
Yeah.
That means to calculate the light shape, it's clear. We can find the volume of the light shape, and we can take the displacement. I mean the density of the water, and we can find the displacement because it says then and it's clear.
Yeah.
When you go to number 3,
Yes.
question number 3. Can you go to number 3, tutorial question number 3? It says when, yeah? It's really clear, and we are supposed to subtract the mass loaded from the displacement here to find the light displacement. But when we come to number 2, it's not really clear for me because there is no any explanation.
Not only for you, many of the people can interpret in both ways. This one, you are right. What you are saying, that there is some interpretation, it is not that clear, correct?
Yeah, it's not that clear. And one thing, when you calculate the value in both way, all the values are the same. If you consider the light ship is with 3 meter draft, that means before the loading of these 3 masses.
Tell me. Both the actual values you are getting correct. Whether you calculate the light shape
in
with 3 meter or you deduct that this mass to find out it means 2424 is the light shape or 2024 is the light shape. Both values you are getting same. Correct? That's what you are saying.
I mean both shear force value
and bending moment,
shear force diagram, bending moment diagram, and bending moment values. All values in both cases are the same. So for question 1 and 3, it's clear, but I have a little bit confusion on.
You are right, actually.
And in addition, the diagram and all the values in both cases are the same. There is no any difference.
So this is actually, there is no, that clearly it is not given, but you can interpret in both way. But what you are, the next question, what you said, that values are coming same. Because values are coming same. In fact, I wanted to ask you why the values are coming same. So this we can interpret actually both the cases, but if you read carefully, it is divided into 4 compartments of equal length, and cargo is loaded into this. Okay, so you can interpret in both way. Basically, if you this is the question, if it is not so clear, the benefit of doubts will go for both.
Yeah, I think it's just open for both cases.
Yeah, definitely it will be given, the marks will be given for both. Now I ask you one thing, let us take a coffee break. After coffee break, you give me an answer why both the values, both way you are getting the values same.
Yeah, it's clear. We are calculating the buoyancy per meter and mass per meter. So we are deducting the same thing from 2 parameters. So the value will not have any difference anyway.
Yes, exactly the correct one. One of the numerical we have done where light shape we could not calculate. Still we could solve that because our mass is uniformly distributed. That is the advantage of it in your syllabus. So you are right. That is the correct answer. So let us take a coffee break for 20 minutes, and 45 we meet again. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.